Good morning, YouTube. Alex with Precision Auto Source, and behind me I have a Alfa Romeo Giulia. And like many of you probably are saying, Giulia, that's exactly what I said. And I am actually very happy that I took a customer on his word, saying that this is the funnest car I will ever drive in the segment. And boy, was he right. And I'm going to go ahead around and show you the curves and the lines of this car. I don't know if video really does it. Never really looked at them. I've seen them at auctions. Never really caught my attention. But this one just is a little different than the other ones, because this one has the Nero Edizione package, which kind of makes it look like a quadrifoglio, I guess. I don't know much about these cars. I am still learning, and that's the beauty about being in the car business. You don't know everything about all the cars, but what I can tell you is that I'm in love with it. For the price point that this car is at, red calipers, powder coated wheels, I just think, I mean, the attention to detail on some of the things, Brembo brakes, I think is definitely a really nice thing. Excuse me, there's some semi trucks passing over here while I'm videotaping, like always. But the combination, I think, of this car is what really got me. The red interior with the black, so it has a combination of both. And the car is, I'm not going to say perfect, because I hate to say perfect about used cars, but at 19,000 miles almost, I would have to say this is nearly perfect. And that's what the previous owner said. And I asked him, out of 10 out of 10, how do you rate your car? And of course he says 10. And not necessarily that customers are wrong when they say that, because everyone loves their car, but your 10 might not be my 10. But in this case, I was pleasantly surprised. There's no curb rash on any of the wheels. There's no dents, there's no scratches, there's no dings. He absolutely loved this car, and I could see why. As I said, I wasn't a fan of these things, thinking to myself that, man, an Alfa Giulia, Italian, you know what everyone, I'm not going to use the superlatives everyone's thinking, but I was kind of thinking the same thing. But after driving it, wow. I will take this over a comparable 3 Series BMW or Audi or any other European in this segment any day after driving this. It is extremely rewarding to drive. The handling, it is off the Richter scale. I mean, I could not believe how well, for a stock car, this handles. It just switches directions so quick. Turn-in is spectacular on this car, and not many of you know, but I do oftenly go to the track, and I could compare it with the track cars that I've been out in, and definitely it is mind-blowing. For a, again, I'm comparing it, mind-blowing when it comes to a car out of the box that hasn't had any modifications done. So want to keep that clear. And for the price point, so when I'm thinking about this car, I'm taking everything into account as far as price point, as far as power, as far as reliability, etc. Now, to the reliability point, a lot of you know this is a FCA product, or at least the engine and some other bits, but you don't really feel it that much in this one. It has a newer updated screen, which is pretty cool. You could actually, you know, it's touchscreen as well, but you have a lot of things that you could look at. You have your technical gauges. That's pretty cool. The response on the screen is not the best, but it's not the worst. I mean, you could definitely live with it. It's from what I heard, the previous system was very bad. Has all your, you know, goodies as far as your safety features. One thing that impressed me are the paddles. Just look at these things. They're massive, and they're column mounted, not steering wheel mounted, which means steering wheel does not turn with them. And I don't know, I haven't looked them up. They're solid aluminum. Have not looked them up, but I would bet this is some kind of maybe Ferrari part number. I don't know, you guys tell me, but I wouldn't be surprised because they feel very, very premium. They have a nice, let me see if it does it, nice click to them, very satisfying. The steering wheel is extremely nice. It is perforated steering wheel as far as the shifter as well. The transmission is a ZF 8-speed in this, which I believe most of every car we have right now has this transmission. I know the Audis, the BMWs have that transmission as well. We're gonna go for a little drive while I'm on my way to the shop, but turning the camera around so I could talk with you. It is definitely a car that, once again, I don't want to repeat myself, but definitely surprised me. I would have not given it a chance because I just thought it wasn't really good at all, but it really, really surprised me. Another thing that I like is the push start button on the steering wheel. It just, you know, some things don't feel as premium, but I believe this is not, you know, the most spec'd out you could get, so you could actually spec it out even more if you want to. I know they have the leather dashboard, they have the optional seats that you could get with it, but all around, you have to think, for the money, I don't think any other company can compete with this, just because when it comes to the looks and performance, I definitely would pick this. And I'm talking about the used car market. I'm not talking about what they cost for new, because new, you know, probably pretty close to the competitors, and it probably doesn't make it as enticing to buy one. But for the used car market, I would definitely take one of these any day. Now, the power of the 4-cylinder, I'm going to get out a little bit, is enough. Trust me when I say is enough, it's plenty. Never did I say to myself, boy, I wish this had more power, or I can't get away. It's pretty peppy. Forgot the actual figures, but I will put them on here. It's upwards of 200 horsepower, and I believe it has a little bit over 300 pounds of torque. This is out of the box, again, not tuned, not anything, and the power delivery is exactly where you need it. Transmission that it's coupled with is not DCT fast, but again, fast enough. And the most impressive part about this car is the corner. I don't know if you could see, probably camera won't show you, but that little steering input pretty much gives you the illusion of the car about to flip over. It switches directions that quick, and when you put it in a corner, it just wants more and more and more, and it sticks to the ground. So I'm very impressed about the handling, but we're gonna go ahead and put it in manual mode. And it does have the DNA switch, so we're going to put it in the highest. I'm gonna try to do this here, and I'll show you the power of this. As you see, it is plenty fast. Downshift. Put it back in drive mode. But the car is a pleasure to drive. If you're looking for a 3 Series, even the M Sport lines, even the 335, I will go as far as saying the 335. I would say one of these tuned will probably be a lot faster than what it is right now, and be a good competitor. But if you like the lines, which that's another thing that I love about the Giulia more than, and let's be serious, the newer BMWs don't really look that good anymore. So the lines of the Giulia are just very, very sexy and very nice. In fact, the previous owner warned me that when washing it, I might like it too much. So the Giulia is definitely a contender in the sports sedan market. If you want something that is very reliable, and I'm going to say reliable, yes, because the new ones, the 2020s, from all my research I've done, have had all the electronic issues sorted out. I didn't see any problems. Correct me if I'm wrong. Another thing that's really impressive, they give you a 5-year, 50,000 mile warranty, which the competitors don't. And it's a great looking car, good on gas, it's a performer. So what more do you want? And obviously Giulia or Alfa Romeo is not paying me to say this. This is just my personal belief after driving it. It's just something different. Not saying that the BMWs and Audis, I love those too, but if you put the 330, whatever the nomenclature these days is, or 3, is it a 330, 328, whatever it is today, the Audis, the A4s, I would definitely pick this one just because it's different and it stands out from the group. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to answer any. If you're looking for a Giulia, this is just my review, my personal opinion that I have when it comes to the Alfa Romeo Giulia Sport. Thank you for watching the video. I'm heading back to my shop. See you next time.